things run raggedy. What the heck is going on? Alright guys, you heard this thing run. Somewhat. 98 F150 with a 4.2 liter engine. Now we got to determine which cylinder it is. Now we're going to diagnose this vehicle without hooking up to a scanner, trying to check for a misfire code. It doesn't matter anyway because the battery was disconnected, so nothing's in this car. So we got to do this the mechanics way, the real tech way. Alright, the first thing you want to do to diagnose something like this is make sure you get a pair of these pliers right here. These are spark plug ignition wire pliers. And they're, as you can see, they're kind of worn out, and that would suck because I'm going to get electrocuted. But it insulates you from getting electrocuted. Well, I shouldn't say electrocuted because that means you're going to die or get seriously hurt. But this thing does carry a wallop. I think it's like 30,000 volts coming out of these wires, but this insulates it. Now it's supposed to, at least. So this is how we're going to check it, guys. You got your spark plug wires up here, all 6 cylinders. Now what you're going to do to take these off, you got to squeeze the tab right there and pick it up. So what you're going to do is do that to each one and just lay it down just like that. Alright, each one. Alright, let's get that done. Alright, we got them all loose now. You can take them up just like that. Do not do this test like I'm doing it right now with your hands, with the vehicle running. Or there's no question about it, you will get shocked like crazy. So now what we're gonna do is, now what you're gonna be looking for is to pull off one and the engine does not make a change at all. Now we see there's a misfire because the engine's like shaking like that. So every one we pull off, if we pull off a good one, the misfire is going to get worse. The engine's going to shake a little bit more. When we find the one that is the problem, the engine's just going to stay that normal misfire. So what we're going to do is do it like that. And the reason why we're doing it like this is because the spark, you're going to actually see it too. The spark going to jump from here, well no, actually jump from the coil up to the wire, even at a distance like this. So you got to be very careful about that. And you're going to hear that. They're like, so you know that's a lot of electricity. All right, so let's start the vehicle up. All right, I'm going to go to this one first. Now the spark jumps in there. Now you notice how the engine changed a little bit. Put it back. Change. We know that cylinder's good. You can actually put that one on. Let's go to this one over here in the front. Oh, I definitely felt the change on that. So we know that one's good. Put that down. Go to one over here. Oh yeah, you heard that? You saw that? The change? You can actually hear it, actually. We know that one's good. Well, let's try to get this one over here. Oh yeah. This one right here. I don't know. I didn't really hear a change on that one. We do know the coil is good because, as you can see, or you can actually hear it, the spark. But we got nothing too much to make a difference. Let's check this last one out over here. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for. we got our problem, guys. And just again, we got spark going in. Alright, let's shut this vehicle off. Alright guys, we notice it's this last one over here. Now on Fords, on this one, the firing order goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got a problem with number 6 cylinder. Now what we're going to do is pick up the wire. The most obvious thing is checking out your wire. And I notice on this wire, we have some black marks. See that black stain right there on that wire? Mm-hmm. That means that wire has been arcing off to the side. And actually it's like it's been rubbing all right there. So we might have a bad wire. Now how do you check that? Now what we could do, we can do this the simple way. Now if we follow the wires go way down here. And you know what, let me because I got a wire tie on these set of wires right here, and I need to take that off. Now what we can do here is take off that one, switch it over to that one, and do the same thing on the top. Then we're going to start the vehicle up again, check that misfire, and see if it changes over to there or it stays to that one. Or it might have two now. It might have one right there and you're good? Mm-hmm. And one right there. Being you know why I said that? Siri?
A misfire?
Yeah, now you know why it might be a misfire?
On both?
On both?
The coil? No, you said the coil was good.
Uh-huh.
No.
I'm saying that because we know we got a misfire back there. So we're going to swap the wires. If I get two misfires, that means I have a bad wire. And it's a good chance that that spark plug is bad because gas was going on it, but no spark, so it might be a fouled out plug as well. So we might have two. So let's get that cut off. And to check these wires off, you can use that same tool that I had, or you take the wire, you take one of them and you twist it back and forth to break the seal. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And then pull it out just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna take those. First, I'm gonna take that thing off so I can know which wire is which, and then I'm gonna switch them around on the top. All right, let's get that done. All right, I swapped them out, and what I'm gonna do is just lay that down there, and it came out to this one over here. I don't know why I put that over down. Lay that down just like that, and let's start this up. Get my pliers ready.
Is not happy.
No, I gotta make sure that I changed them right there. Dang it! I changed that one with that one. This one goes. Yeah, I sure did. I changed them out right. You know, I gotta. Make sure that I didn't. Oh, wait a minute. Son of a biscuit.
What'd you do?
I changed out the wrong one. It's the. Holy cow. And that's some bull right there. That one goes right here. And this one goes over here. This is. Yeah, this one right here. That's the good one. That's number one. Alright, my bad. Pay attention. Pay no attention to that. Alright, let's start this up again.
Oh boy.
I think your mutts dookied on themselves.
I think so.
But they sure smell like it. Still no change in that one, is it? Alright. Let's shut it off. Alright guys, so we definitely still got a problem with number 6. Now that doesn't necessarily mean something's wrong with the cylinder right now. The next thing we're going to do is take out that spark plug and see what's going on. So we reach down there and pull that wire off. And I got this tool, guys, I got years ago. This thing is great, man. Let me turn this thing around. This one, the swivel spark plugs. Let me go up here. Look at this thing. That thing swivels in all way. This thing is cool, man. I got 2 of them, 5/8 and 13/16. So what I'm gonna do is go down there and get that spark plug. And let's get that spark plug out of there and see how it looks. Okay. Let's go out in the light. Man, that plug is worn. But I don't know, that
They
don't
got their money's worth.
heck yeah. Now you know, guys, it looks like it was burning though. What I'm gonna do now is take out the spark plug in cylinder number 5 and compare the two. This is definitely one. I mean, it'd be
How rusty that thing is. How long's that thing been in there?
Autolite. You know, I used to like Autolite, but they've been, I don't know, they've been sucking lately. All right, so let me get that other plug out, and then we're going to compare the two. Let's take this one out. And both of them.
No, let me go over here and shoot. That was no good. No.
Here, come over here.
That's better.
Both
But
of them.
this one's the one that came out of.
Cylinder number 5.
Uh-huh.
It is a little better, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, guys, let's see if we can have a plug around here to test it out. But I mean, I highly doubt it. But anything's possible. All right, let's check that out. All right, guys. No, I don't have another plug. I ain't got time to go get a new one. So what I'm going to do is swap them out. Now you can see those right there. It's pretty obvious which one is the bad one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
The one on the left.
No, it's actually the one on the right.
No, it's not.
So, alright, so what's what we're gonna do? Now I could do a compression test right now, but I'm curious to see what happens.
You feel like it?
Yeah, I don't feel like it. So I'm gonna put the good one in cylinder number 6 and the bad one in cylinder number 5, and then we're gonna test that out. Alright, so let me get these spark plugs in, and then we're gonna test it. Alright, now we just make sure our wires are loose, and hopefully the misfire changes to over here. This thing is starting up. Alright, let's just try this one out. Nope, sure did. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is let's shut it off and I'll explain to you. Alright, it looks like we're going internal, but what we're gonna do is do a compression test. Let me push these down, and what I'm going to do here, we're gonna find out where the fuel pump fuse is so we can disable the fuel pump, because you don't want to, I mean, I can disable the coil and it won't start, but then the fuel injectors will still be spraying fuel, and I don't want that. And what I'm gonna do is take out the spark plug on cylinders 5 and 6. I'm doing that because just in case the head gasket or something is blown between the two cylinders, and I'm doing that because I know cylinder 5 is good, so that gives me a reference of what a good cylinder reading, compression reading should be. Alright, so let's get that, just get the wires disconnected and get those spark plugs out. Alright, we got our compression gauge here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off on number 5 cylinder first to see what a good reading is. So let's get this screwed into there. Huh? You need the light?
Yeah. It's the lady changed on me.
How's that?
Good.
Alright, so let's get that screwed into there, and then we're going to check this out together. Alright. Alright, now let's get our quick connect and connect that up there. Alright, now if I try this and don't get a reading, then that means my tool is not in there correctly. So let's get this over here. And let's crank this up. Now when you're cranking this up, you want to put your foot all the way on the accelerator pedal to open up the throttle, the valve on the throttle body, to let as much air in as possible to get a good reading. And your vehicle, it might start up a little bit because the gas that's in there, but what I did is disconnect the coils just in case. So hopefully it doesn't.
$150.
Okay, 150 is a pretty good reading. Now let's go try out release it, and let me hook it up to cylinder number 6. Alright, we got number 6 connected, you know, here, and here we go. Let's see what we got. What we got, Sydney?
I don't know yet. $150.
Oh, that's not good.
So then what does it mean?
Oh, that's not good at all. Did I call the wrong cylinder? But it seemed like it was it, man. What the heck? Hey, how fast did it go up to 150?
Pretty fast.
Looks like number 5 did the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Well then, we have an issue here then. Yeah, buddy. Alright. Alright. Fine. Wow. Alright, so we got no choice here, because something ain't right. What I'm gonna have to do is now take out the other spark plug over here and check this one as well. And if this one comes out good, I'm gonna have to take all of them out to see what's going on. So let's get this number 4 spark plug out. You know, guys, as I'm taking this out, I know it can't be, man. Not that. I forgot one more thing, and I've put a video out on this. The injector. But why an injector would cause that of a... I mean... To do this, I see the injectors are...
I see one.
And if you follow that line, you can see all 3. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Alright. Now what one way of doing this, I could see if I can reach up under here and unplug. Oh, wait a minute, the wrong one. It's the last one I'm looking at. If I can unplug that and see if we are getting an injector pulse, I can eliminate that. I hate working on pickups. Chances are it is not an injector, man. Alright. I got the plug right here on the top. Okay, what I'm gonna do is get a Noid light and crank it and see if it... Man, that's just running. That ain't running, you know... I don't know, man. That's running really bad to just be an injector. You agree with me on that?
Yes. But, okay, but now, the spark plug obviously was really worn. The wire was no good. What if it's a combination of the three?
But that's why we changed it to another cylinder.
Yeah, but
so
now we got the injector. So if it's the three, I don't know.
Well, anything is possible.
Come up with something.
Let's get a Noid light and check the injector pulse. Alright guys, we got a Noid light here. Dang it, maybe I should put this light on the other side so I can see what the heck I'm plugging into. I might be in your way for a minute.
Might be.
Don't you hate the light? Never stays where you want it to stay. Alright. Can you see back there to the Noid light?
Yes.
Alright, because I'm going to take this light away.
Yes, please. Because then now we'll be able to see the Noid lights light better.
Alright. Ready?
Yep. Yeah, it lights up.
That still doesn't tell me whether we might have a bad injector or not, but I mean, this is such a misfire. I'm really doubting it's the injector. So how do you determine an injector? Well, I can try to get a test wire and do an ohm test on it, or we can hook up the Autel MK908, see if it has the capability of pulsing an injector. That'd be good. We can hear it click, but that still wouldn't mean anything because it might be a clogged injector. No, this thing, I am something telling me, said, Tim, do a compression test on the other cylinders because this is a serious misfire. It don't seem like a misfire from just an injector. Alright, I'm going to plug that back up. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to pull the spark plug out of number 4 cylinder and we're going to do a compression test on that. Alright guys, we took out number 4 and look at this. Number 4, well actually it's starting to dry up, but it was soaking wet. It was wet. And the other two was dry like you see it. So maybe, yeah, you can see how it is. Maybe our problem is number 4. So let's go over here and do a compression test on cylinder number 4. Alright, let's get this hooked up. Sometimes you gotta go with your better instinct. Alright, let's see if we have what we have here. In a way, I'm hoping that it's good. Because when we show them we have a bad plug, wires. Here we go.
$150.
Alright, so we have another one that's $150. That's good. That's let me know my cylinders, the valves and all is good. But we had definitely a bad plug here. You know what? I am not gonna condemn this engine yet. What I am gonna do, however, is hopefully my tool ain't stuck. What we're gonna do is go to the other side, guys. I'm gonna leave all this disconnected. I'm going to pull out the 3 spark plugs over there, and we're going to do a compression test on the 3 over there. We might have just a situation of just bad plugs and wires. That would be cool. So let's get those out and do a compression test together. All right, guys, let's look at these spark plugs together. Here's number 1. I mean, this is the last cylinder.
What's that stuff on it? Can you turn it so we can see the...
I'm trying to get it stuck in this thing. I'll get it later.
Well, that one don't look too bad. But what's that stuff on it? Some kind of...
I don't know.
buildup.
Alright, let's get the next one out. See how this one looks.
It don't look too bad either.
No.
I guess, right? Better than the other side?
Yeah, it did. Those look better than the other side.
I mean, it looked raggedy, but...
Alright, let's get the last one out. It's weird how this side is not as worn down as that other side. Oops. Alright, let's look at this one. I mean, the top up there is worn out. That thing is worn. But the electrode itself is not as bad as the other side. That's weird. Alright, guys, what we're going to do here is, now let's get our compression gauge. And, hey, you never know. Over here might be a whole lot higher than 150. So then we definitely know 150 was a problem over there. So let's get our compression gauge, and we're going to start off on cylinder number 1. Alright, so let's get this connected and check that compression. Alright, let's get this hooked up. A minute ago I was going on cylinder number 2, so I had to change it. Sylvia had to tell me that mess. Alright, so let's put our gauge up here. You can put it the way you want it, and let's check it out.
$150. That's the magic number.
It's the magic number, 150. Alright, let's move on to the next cylinder. Alright, cylinder number 2. Here you go, Civvy. Have fun.
What's your problem?
Here then, you do it. Try to help you out, try to set it up for you.
All he did was twist it up. I just went a little bit over the 150, but pretty much 150.
Okay, let's try the last cylinder. Alright, last cylinder. Let's get this thing hooked up. Okay, here we go.
pretty much 150, just a little over.
Alright, so this is what we're going to do, guys. Let's get the spark plugs and wires changed. I'm not going to do it on this video. Check out the link in the description below, and we're going to show you how to replace the spark plugs and wires and cylinder identification on this engine. And once you watch that video, come back and we're going to start it up to see what's going on. Alright guys, I hope you paid attention to that video. Hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you watch it, because you're going to see at the end of that video, we started this vehicle up and it still ran bad. It actually was a little bit smoother than what it was. And check this out. We also noticed that somebody had the spark plug wires crossed back there. This was right here. This number right here, we're going back to the last cylinder. This is actually cylinder number 4. This should have been into the first one. So somebody diagnosed this. So here where we are now. And in case you didn't see that video, let me start it up for you. And so you can hear what's going on. Okay, now as you can see, it's a little bit better, but it still has a misfire, and now we have this noise. Now I listened to it, and the noise is definitely coming over here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna have to pull off this valve cover to see if we see what's going on. Alright? Alright guys, what we're going to do is disconnect all the wires over here, pull them to the side. We got a hose for the evap. Looks like they broke the clip off of that. Going to pull that to the side, get that out of the way. This might not be in the way. We're going to see. Going to the brake booster. If so, we just pull it out like that. Alright, let's get those wires and swing everything to the side. Alright guys, to get this valve cover off, first of all we're going to take off 3 13mm nuts. I sprayed them up with some PV Blaster. You got one right there, and it's holding on the engine bracket. 2 right there. And number 3 is over here. Follow the oil dipstick tube. And you can follow it. Well, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it down there. Can you see it down there?
Where? No.
It's right.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it.
Alright, so let's get this one. We're not going to take out the dipstick. We just want to take it off and just swing it over to the side. But we need that bracket out of there. So let's get those 3 off and get them out. Alright, we got those out of the way. I swung it to the side. The next thing I'm going to do is we got a breather tube, a plastic breather tube coming from the valve cover going to the air cleaner. And that's all we can do. Just pull that out of there. And now we have 5 8mm bolts holding on the valve cover. There's one right here, one in the middle, and one right in the corner. And then right between the two, on the opposite side of the valve cover, you're going to see 2 of them, 2 bolts. I don't know if you can see this one. Oh, yeah, maybe you can see it right there.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Alright, and then there's one right on the other side. Alright, so let's get those 5 out, and we should be ready to take this cover up. We got the last bolt over here. Okay. So we smell something burnt. It's a familiar burn. But
that came out pretty easy.
okay. I don't see anything, but what we're gonna have to do now is I'm gonna have to turn the engine by hand to get the cam lobes all the way down. Cause something's making some noise over here.
Oh, that one's kind of low.
There we go. There we go. You know, and I'm wondering if more's loose.
Who's Morse?
Oh, wait a minute. No. I thought that spring was broke. No, they just look funky. Alright, so we know you know what, okay, what I'm gonna have to do is get to the front of the engine, and what I'm gonna have to do is turn it by hand, and you guys and Sylvia is gonna have to watch these rockers, unless I disconnect it so it don't start, and crank it. And well, we know we gotta, what is, wait a minute. Oh, all of them got a little hole in there. I was like, something missing. We know we got something with this one. Now, I'm gonna crank it. I'm gonna disconnect the coil. And actually, what I'm gonna do, guys, is go and disconnect, hit the inertia switch, so the fuel pump don't come on. And I'm gonna crank the engine, and you guys are gonna watch all of these. And you know how they're supposed to go? This looks like a diesel oil. It's just so dark.
Nope.
They put that looks crooked, don't it? Well, they're supposed to, the push rod in the back is supposed to come up, and that's supposed to rock back and forth.
Oh, I guess that's why they call rockers.
Rockers. So we see something's wrong with this one. But and this
That's the only one that's loose.
well, we're gonna see. And so let me go disconnect. Hit the inertia switch. All right, guys, we got it all disconnected. But what I wanted to do is mark this one, because we know something's wrong with this one. Alright. You ready, Sibby?
Yep. Okay, they all moved except for that one that's bad. It didn't move at all.
It didn't go up and down or nothing.
Nothing.
Oh! Alright, so what we're going to do now, guys, is this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this bolt out, get this rocker out of here. And could you see what, can you see the push, did you see the push rod? Let me see, let's get a better.
You know, I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention.
Alright, what we're going to do is, let's try to get this light in here. Always the way you don't want it to be.
Okay, that right there. Right there's good.
Okay, let me, wait a minute. The push rod came through the rocker.
Oh, okay.
You see that?
Yeah. So maybe that's why it's not moving. No, but still, if the push rod was moving, we'd still push it up, wouldn't it?
It would. Unless the push rod came out of the lifter and is to the side now. You know what? I think that might be it. Let's alright, guys, we're gonna take this bolt out of here.
Oh, so you're gonna let us see if it's moving.
Okay, we'll do that for Civvy.
Well, no, you don't have to.
We want to do things for Civvy.
Oh, Lord. It didn't look like it was moving.
Alright, so that tells me that maybe the push rod came out of the lifter. So let's get this bolt off and let's see what we got in there. Alright, guys. Dang it, I just had this thing.
What size bolt is that?
13. Yeah, buddy. Man, I figure this thing to be loosened. Once you loosen it up, it comes out. But
you're turning that wrench like this is your first day.
Keep on being funny. I'm gonna have you over here turning
It
the
would
wrench.
be my first day.
So you want to come over here?
No.
Yeah, I got time for this. That's what I'm talking about, yo. All right. Okay. Now let's. The rocker is. This part is still intact. Now I'm not liking this. I'm just hoping that it came through. I'm trying to see if it's bent or anything. It looks pretty straight. The suck part about this, guys, is that rocker, that push rod actually came. Push rod actually came through that thing. Now what we need to do is see if I can get this out. Wait a minute. I got some push rods. I don't know if they're the same length. But that's what I want to do is see if I can push the push rod down there in the lifter, crank the engine to see if that push rod moves. If it don't, we'll be pulling this engine apart, pulling the intake off to see what the heck is going on. So let me, unless I can, okay, got it out. Yeah. Alright, let's go over here. And I'm gonna push this down there. See, right there. I know I'm in the lifter right now. That's just from experience, guys, trust me. So now when I crank the engine, it might come out. It might come out, but what's that? Metal down there? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. There's a piece of metal. Looks like it's from that rocker. All right, it might come out, but what we need to know now is it gonna move just a little bit? That's all. Or it might just happen to move. Let's find out. That way we'll know where we're staying with that. Man, this stuff is like diesel oil. All right, here we go.
It did move.
It moved. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So that means everything is good down there. What happened? I'm not sure. So what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna get us a new push rod. We're gonna.
And
I think.
rocker.
Well, I think our neighbor down the street got a F-150.
You're funny.
Look, he got somebody waking up in the morning with a misfire.
The guy across the street has an F-150.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna Now there's a slim chance of the valve being stuck, but that's very slim as to none. So let's get us some new parts, and then we're gonna put this together. All right, guys, we got the new parts, as you can see from the video short. Melling, definitely, guys, you want to get you a good name brand aftermarket parts, engine parts. Melling is good. What's the other one? Cloys is pretty good. Clevitt is really good. All right, so let's get it. We got our new one. Let's go. You can leave the paper up here if you want. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. All right, let's get our push rod in here. And this, like I said, this comes from experience, being able to set this down into the lifter. I mean, yeah, you can probably put it in different places, but yeah, you can pretty much feel when it sets right down into the lifter. Now, right there, I am perfect. The next thing we're gonna do is take our rocker, put the pivot arm in here, then get the new bolt, put the new bolt in it, and on the opposite side here, you're gonna see a little insert right there. Make sure your push rod sets right into there. So we're gonna set this down. Let me see if I can get this without getting in the way. Set that down. Set it onto the push rod somewhat. And also, this thing has like a square. It's actually a rectangle opening. Make sure it sets into. Wait a minute. Yeah, make sure it sets into that cutout of the head. Make sure that's nice and got some dirt off of it. Alright, so let's set this down into there, start the bolt off. Don't matter if it comes off right now. Just get that bolt started in by a couple threads. You're not going to have the hard time I'm doing right now. It's just at the angle I'm doing it to make sure you guys can see it. In a minute, I'm gonna say forget you. You'll be on your own. Alright, got it in. Don't tighten it up like that. That's wrong. So you just want to make sure that is set up there. And then you want to... Now you notice this bolt head is different from the regular bolts. That's okay. I definitely trust milling parts and definitely get the... I mean, I don't see no problem if you just got the rocker and just using the old bolt. But being that we got the kit like this, I'm definitely going to use that bolt right there. Alright, so let's bring this bolt all the way down so we can tighten it up. Alright guys, before we get that, I want to drain the oil. Look at this, guys. Looks like the vehicle's a diesel. I mean, they just like... It's just like nobody just changed the oil in this. And I really believe this contributed to that failure over there. Man, this is just... I've never seen... Well, we've seen a couple people do this. So what I'm going to do is put the new oil filter on and put the new oil in it, and then we're going to tighten up that bolt. Alright guys, funny I can't put the oil in because this valve cover has the oil spout. So we're going to still check it to make sure it works. Okay, now we're going to tighten up this bolt. This bolt is tightened down to 23 to 29 foot-pounds.
Or 31 to 39 newton meters.
Yeah, buddy. Alright, so let's get that tightened up. And then, once you tighten that up, I'm going to wipe off around here where the valve cover goes. And I checked the valve cover gasket, and it's in good condition. So we're just going to leave it right there and wipe this off. And then reinstall your valve cover. Alright, let's get those two done. Okay, you know what? I did say put the valve cover on, but no. In the beginning of it, I did say we're going to check it. Alright, so now, we're going to make sure, we're going to crank it. Even though there's no oil in it, but I know it's not going to start because I got the inertia switch disconnect, reset, and the ignition coil is unplugged. So I know it's not going to start. I'm not worried about that. We just want to make sure this thing does go through the motion. Okay, let me connect the battery over here.
The locomotion.
Watch out for some fluke. The fluke, it starts up. It's like then it just stops. Alright, Sivvy, you're our eyes on this.
Alright.
Okay, now you're gonna look to see if it moves the same amount of times as the others.
Oh Lord, that's a lot.
Let me check the one right next to it.
Fine. Too much work.
Well, they'll let you know.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It moved great.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy, guys. All right, now, guys, what a good thing to do right now is if we can get oil in this and start this up while the cover's off. This way, we can make sure we see oil squirting up out of here. But we're good. We're good. I ain't worried about that. We're definitely good. I believe that because of the way this oil is, it wasn't lubricating enough, and it just constantly just wore out and just broke through. Or it just could have been a defective rocker out of all these years. I don't know. Alright, so now let me disconnect our negative terminal again and install the valve cover. Alright, let's hook up this breather hose to the air tube. And the next thing we're going to do is swing over our oil dipstick tube. Make sure it's pushed all the way down. In case it came out, put it onto the stud down there. You see down there where the stud goes to? Right down, pointed over there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so, and guys, you got to make sure, even if you have to go up underneath the vehicle to make sure that oil dipstick is all the way in. All right, and get our 13mm nut to put on there. Dang it. Make sure that's not cross-threaded. Right now I feel like I'm cross-threaded. Yeah, I am. That's why I always say put it on by a couple threads to make sure. Okay, we're going to tighten up that one. And then you're going to put on the bracket to pull out the engine. It goes on the two studs back here. And put those two 13mm nuts on. Alright, let's get those tightened up. Alright, now let's get our vacuum hose over here. Get it wrapped around, go into our booster. Put that in. Okay, then we got our, there's an evap hose around here somewhere. Here it is. Goes over here to this valve over here. And it's supposed to be a clip over here to lock that into place, but I really believe somebody diagnosed this, but they didn't take off the valve cover and just told me, here, you got a problem. Alright, now our wires. Let's do this the right way. This is number 4. So this is going to go to the first cylinder. This one's number 6. It's going to go to the last cylinder. And this one is number 5. It's going to go to the middle cylinder. Alright, let's get the wires hooked up. And then let's put in our oil. This takes, with the new oil filter and all, it takes 6 quarts. Alright, so let's get those 3 done. Alright, we put the 6 quarts in. Let's close this off. Now, I'm not going to start it yet. Let's crank this over and get that oil going through the system. Where did I put the key in?
Maybe still in the truck.
Yes, it is. Okie doke. Now let's connect our coil and reset the inertia switch, and when we come back, we're going to be starting this up. Alright guys, here we go. The moment of truth. The moment when the butterflies hit your stomach. It ain't my car, I don't care. Oh, wait a minute, it is our car.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm talking about. Alright, let's see what we got here. That's running pretty smooth. I hate the exhaust system they got up here. But that's pretty good. What do you think, Jimmy? Oh. supposed to do that. Guys, this is running really good. I like this. I like this. I'm not gonna hit the gas hard, but just give it a little bit of gas. Make sure we are fixed. They put an exhaust trying to make this sound. Of course, we got the oil, it's burning the oil off of there. But why would they want to put an exhaust system like this on a 4.2? I have no idea. But we're going to get a price, and we might put this back to the stock exhaust. And I think it will sound better. Don't you think? Because I don't like the way that sounds. All right, guys, there you have it. We did fix it. Everything is good. Any comments or questions? Be sure to put them in the comment section below. Or you can email Civi direct to tim@astrorepairs.com. Hope you paid attention. If not, watch it again. This is Timmy and Sylvia from Astro Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. See you next time.